Hey guys, it's Scan here at GLHFtv. Time to go over the last of the three classes that I'll be going over, because there's only three classes to go over in Destiny 2. We're going over the Hunter subclasses, starting with the brand new Arcstrider subclass. Arcstrider should feel familiar. It's, it is the melee super version of Destiny 2's Hunter. And I like the super, but I'll go into a little bit more after I'm done going through all the classes, why I think Hunter is currently the weakest of the three classes. But let's go over the subclasses first before we get to that conclusion. Starting with the grenades, well actually let's start with the super Arc Staff. Form a staff of pure arc energy and acrobatically take out your foes. You guys have a good idea of what this is like. It's the same as the Arc Super from Destiny 1 essentially, if not a bit slower. Well, actually significantly slower, and it's not that it doesn't feel like as much of a threat, it's just that comparing the Destiny 1 super ability to the Arc Staff super ability, it's very clear which one of the two was more powerful. Not to say that Arc Staff is bad, it's still a very solid ability, but you're not going to be zipping around the map in the same way as you were in Destiny 1 in PvP. Let's take a look at the grenades. Skip Grenade, the grenade that splits upon impact and then seeks out your opponent. Flux Grenade, it deals additional damage when attached to enemies. Doesn't have to attach, but if you get it to stick, great, good for you. And Arc Bolt Grenade, chains lightning bolts between nearby enemies. Looking down at the jumps, you have High Jump, which helps you reach greater heights, and they're not kidding. This thing sends you really, really high into the air. It's easily the highest I think I've ever jumped as a hunter. Strafe Jump, which has more directional control to it, and Triple Jump. This is no longer attached to an exotic item. You can now just normally, with a hunter, have a triple jump. I think that's really cool. Here is where I think the Hunter really suffers, its new dodge ability. Double tapping circle, you can either reload your weapon with Marksman's dodge, which is actually useful if you're holding a heavy weapon, but in almost every other situation seems like a pretty big waste of a class skill, or Gambler's dodge, which fully recharges your melee abilities, but only if you're near enemies. So personally, I like having Marksman's dodge on, just so that when I do make a dodge, I instantly have a weapon ready to fire again, which again is very useful. Way of the Warrior. Combat Flow means melee chills recharge your dodge ability. Combination Blow means if you kill an enemy with this melee, you trigger health regen and increase your melee damage temporarily. Lethal Current, after dodging, an Arc Staff hit creates a damaging lightning aftershock, so if you dodge while you're in your super, you get more area of effect damage with the super every single time you hit. And Deadly Reach, which, again, after dodging, your melee skill goes a further distance, and you lunge to strike enemies instead of just standing there and punching in place. Kinda actually feels like the old school Call of Duty 4 lunge knife melee to me. Moving down to Way of the Wind. Strike an enemy with Disorienting Blow. It disorients the target and nearby enemies, so basically a small flashbang. Pretty cool, actually. Focus Breathing. Sprinting recharges your dodge ability and an increased maximum sprint speed. Combat Meditation. Melee and grenades recharge drastically faster when you're critically wounded. And last but not least, Lightning Reflexes. You are harder to kill while dodging. This is a subclass that is very focused on essentially just buffing yourself. You're not really going to be helping out your teammates while you're using the Arcstrider subclass, because your dodges, the way your melee is effective, the way things can recharge your dodge, it's all about the hunter. It's all about yourself. Moving on, we have Gunslinger. Let's take a look at Gunslinger. Starting with, of course, Golden Gun. Everyone knows what Golden Gun is. One shot, one kill. However, worth noting, it lasts a significantly shorter amount of time in Destiny 2 than it did in Destiny 1. You have an Incendiary Grenade, which catches enemy on fire. A Swarm Grenade, just like you did with Arc, it splits apart into multiple drones that seek out nearby enemies. And the old school, awesome, everybody loves it, Tripmine. Moving down to jumps, you have High Jump yet again, greater heights, Strafe Jump for better directional control, and Triple Jump for the third jump. Same layout. Gambler's Dodge and Marksman's Dodge, same 2 dodges. So this has not changed. You either reload your weapon or you get a full melee recharge when you're near an enemy. Again, it's the Hunter build is entirely about buffing yourself. There's very little utility in helping your team out, except for when you start going up here. Chains of Woe helps your allies now. Precision kills increase reload speed for both you and your nearby allies. That's actually a really, really useful ability. Explosive Knife, you can throw a knife from a distance that now explodes shortly after impact. 6-shooter, the golden gun can be fired quickly up to 6 times. So instead of 3 shots, you get 6. And then finally you have Deadshot. Significantly improves your ability to hit with the golden gun. Moving down to Way of the Sharpshooter, you have a knife throw from a distance, and a precision kill with the knife immediately refills the ability to throw a knife. Practice makes perfect. Enter a trance with each precision hit, reducing the cooldown of your super. That is very, very useful, but again, is only a single person buff. Crowd Pleaser enables precision damage with the golden gun, which means if you get a headshot with golden gun, you're making more orbs of light for your allies. Very useful. And last, Line 'em Up. Precision hits with golden gun increase its damage and extend its duration. This feels like more of a PvE build to me down here with Way of the Sharpshooter, because you're going to have more things to hit. So this is all about precision kills. You're going to get more precision hits against PvE enemies than you are in Crucible. It's just simple. Overall, really with the exception of Chains of Woe, everything you do as a hunter is entirely focused on you as the individual player. It's not about being a supporter of the entire team. It's about just maximizing your one-on-one damage as the hunter. The class abilities for the other 2 classes are much more focused on helping the group as a whole. The Titan Shield and the Rift that you can put on the ground as the Warlock. I'm not saying hunters are bad, by any means. If you're the type of player who wants to run out there and try to Rambo as much stuff as you can as an individual player, you might really, really enjoy playing as the hunter. But personally for me, I like the utility options you have with the other 2 classes. Hunter is very fun. Very, very fun. But I think a few tweaks need to be made to make them more viable in overall gameplay. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Scan with GLHFtv.